Ladies and gentlemen, today is July 10th. I'm eating some beef tartare. Guess what is important about today, though? Today marks 7 months and 3 days of eating raw meat. That's so good, so good. What I have in the bowl here is about a pound and a half of top sirloin, a couple tablespoons of butter for extra fat since it's a leaner meat. I also have about 2 eggs that are raw mixed up in here. I have 1 teaspoon, whatever the small one, I think it's teaspoon's the smaller one. 1 teaspoon of polyphenol rich olive oil for extra fat as well, being how it's a lean cut of meat. And then for more fat and just more food, I added 1 all beef hot dog with no hormones, no MSG, no bullshit, no nitrates. The hot dog's cooked though. The top sirloin is not. So there's the cooked hot dog. The hot dog I added just for extra flavor, because I'm 7 months into eating raw steak, and sometimes it's kind of bland or boring eating the same stuff. So I've learned to either add bacon to it one day, or add a hot dog to it one day, or a sausage, or some other cut of meat to make, the flavor change. And then I just, of course, season it all with some salt. Which, speaking of, shout out to my friend Carrie Ma'am. I got my little salt container. This is Redmond's real salt. Gonna add some more to it. Yeah. But if you guys are curious why I eat raw steak or raw meat, there's many reasons. My first reason why I even decided to start doing raw meat is I did a 7-day fast. It was my first ever 7-day fast, January 1st to January 7th. And after 7 days, no food, I was fucking hungry, pardon the language. And I was like, I don't even want to cook a steak. I'm just going to eat it and see how it does, because I was that hungry. I'm so glad I did that. I experienced that, because I have never in my life of eating food felt so good, so healthy, with no digestive stress at all. 0 digestive stress eating raw steak. And I'm like, oh, I've spent 33 years of my life, 32 years of my life struggling to eat, feeling like shit afterwards, having pain, having bloat, having irritability, having digestive stress, bowel problems. And when I first ate that raw steak, I didn't even notice it inside of me. Didn't notice anything digestive wise, didn't bloat, didn't even have to go to the bathroom afterwards. So that was my first time ever in my life understanding what it was supposed to feel like eating healthy food. So now, flash forward from January 7th till now, 7 months later, 7 months and 3 days later, every day I eat minimum of 1 pound of raw steak called beef tartare. I don't have a meat grinder, so I just take the steak and dice it up into chunks. So let's pull a chunk. That's about the size of cuts I do. They're not super small, not super big. And the trick I've realized, maybe others that eat raw meat could explain as well, but the trick I've realized is, for example, today I'm filming this video on Thursday. This particular steak I bought on Monday and seasoned it, so it sat in the fridge Monday afternoon or Monday evening, Tuesday, Wednesday, with salt on it. And then today I diced it up, so it is so tender, so tender. I've noticed when you salt it days in advance and let it sit, it just makes it so much easier to melt in your mouth and eat. Which goes into a rabbit hole real quick with all food groups that I've experimented with, whether it's bacon, beef, potatoes, which I don't eat potatoes anymore because I'm carnivore, but the more you take a substance or food and you take it from its natural shape and you cook it, the longer you cook it, the harder it is to digest. So for all you people that like your food well done and overcooked, you're just killing all the nutrient value out of the food, and that sucks. I used to be that same type of person, overcook it because, oh, I can't eat raw, I don't want to get bacteria or whatever, and that's all BS. You just got to get past, how do you word it? You got to get past doing the not normal things. You know, we're raised in civilization to cook meat well done. Or for the fact, the world we even live in, red meat causes cancer. Don't eat red meat. Well, for those of you that know me, I'm dealing with stage 4 GIST cancer, which is a rare sarcoma. GIST stands for a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. I'm missing about 1/4 to 1/3 of my internals, intestine and stomach. I'm also missing my gallbladder. But what's funny, or a coincidence, if you will, the moment I went carnivore and went to a high-fat, medium protein diet, all the tumors I deal with, all the little minions I deal with, stabilized. Nothing got worse. Nothing's been getting worse. So I'm pretty certain I and many others have broken the whole red meat causes cancer myth. What causes cancer is dysfunctional mitochondria and digestive stress from eating processed and boxed foods and having a shitty lifestyle. But back to the tartare. Sorry, I'm random facts all over the place. Do yourself a favor one of these days. Go grab a sirloin. Go grab a piece of tenderloin. Go grab a chunk of meat. Whether it's a 1/4 pound, 1/2 pound, a full pound, I don't care. Whatever you think you have the discipline to put in you. Go get a little bit of meat. Go get some Celtic sea salt or some Redmond's real salt. Sprinkle it on that meat. Put it in the fridge for a couple days. At least 24 hours. I recommend 48. Let that salt soak in. And then if you go into my YouTube page and find my how to make beef tartare video, or just click on YouTube anywhere, how to make beef tartare, voila. I actually tried some beef tartare, a few bites of it a couple days ago. Not a whole bowl for, but a couple of just bites with raw beef heart. That was delicious. So delicious. My goodness. That was out of a grinder as well. So, but back to cooking foods though, and causing digestive stress. Before I went carnivore, I was keto, I was plant-based, I was Mediterranean. I did all the different diets 3 months at a time to see what the minions would do to the food groups I'm eating. And every food group I was in fed to tumors or fed to minions till carnivore. But back when I was carb-based and eating plants and potatoes, I did an experiment with blood sugar and potatoes. When you eat a raw potato, your glucose index doesn't spike hardly at all, at least for me. You take that same potato and you bake it, you boil it, you cook it, whatever, you alter the content of that potato by taking it out of its natural state, and you eat it, glucose spike every fucking time. At least for me. Maybe you guys could try that experiment as too. It kind of goes back in hand though with what I'm eating in my gym training. That's why I'm growing the way I'm growing. For all of you gym rats that eat the carbohydrates and follow the gym-based protocol for your macronutrients, I'm curious to you guys how many times a day you actually shit. Because every time you take a dump, that's nutrients, that's gains, that's stuff your body couldn't use and you're leaving it in the toilet. When I eat this, there is no toilet afterwards. My body absorbs it all. It goes into the muscles, it goes into the bloodstream, it goes into wherever it needs to go to. I'm not a doctor, I don't know all the technical terms, but I'm telling you guys. And again, my disclaimer is I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionalist, I'm not certified in anything. I just speak from my own experiences, what I've been through. And for the first time in my life, I've never, ever, ever felt so good. Because I eat this. Eat this. Take a leap of faith. Get some meat. Season it up. Dice it up. Or grind it if you got it. Add an egg to it. Add some salt. Grab a spoon or a fork and just start eating. As far as my first opinion or my first impression on raw meat, the texture is different for sure. A lot different for sure. It's a little bit more chewy, but the cool part is you take this piece here, you see, and you just chew it. Eventually it just melts. Like it's not hard to swallow because it just falls apart. I would recommend anybody, especially if you're a carnivore, to try the raw meat at least once and then go from there.